Hey everybody, welcome back out here to the tiny cabin. It is the spring of 2022. I built this, for those of you who watched the building of this cabin, that was back in the fall 2020. I got a few campers in it that fall, and then I had all last summer. This was open and available for people to camp in, the summer of 21. And that all went well. Got a lot of positive reviews. People seemed to like it. Didn't have any major issues, so it's been doing good. But it's been a year, and I had some ideas for a couple of updates I want to do on it, namely the floor. So let's look at the floor. Okay, here it is, the book pages floor. I'm sure you all remember. It was I really liked the idea. I liked the effect. I had some trouble with it very early on. If you remember, I did the floor before I built the whole cabin, and the floor didn't really hold up to having this cabin built on top of it as I was working, because I hadn't had a chance to. There were some issues, and I hadn't been able to seal it before I was working on it. So there was some damage and dirt and grime on the paper before I sealed it, but it seems like it's only gotten worse. So it just never looks clean. Even when it's swept and kind of mopped, it's kind of looking dirty. Part of that is the dirt that's underneath it anyway, and part of it is just additional issues. Like, for example, this spot right here, the seal has come off, and this is just paper under here, so once it gets some dirt on it, it doesn't come off. Also, along these edges, at some point in time, water has kind of intruded and gotten underneath, and it discolors it, and then it looks crappy. So it's just not working for me. So what I'm going to try to do is a floor on top of this. So I'll show you what I got. So I got this stuff here. This is rigid core flooring. This sold right here. We're going to put this to the test. 100% waterproof. We'll see about that. So this is, this is basically plastic. Plastic with a picture of wood on it. So not exactly ideal for aesthetics, but we're going to hope that it's a lot more durable surface than what's in there. I have a barn down on the farm that has a little office in it that I put some of this stuff, a similar product in a few months ago, and that went pretty smooth, and I've liked that down there, so I thought I would try it up here. It went in pretty easy. I think I've got all the tools that I'm going to need right here to put this in, and we'll see how it goes. So first thing I got to do is get everything out of there. So I've got these packages. I got 4 of them. They're each supposed to cover 19.8 square feet. This building here is 10 by 8, so it's 80, which means I should have not quite enough to do the whole thing. So I imagine that on my last row, I'm going to be like short a little piece is how it's going to work out. But that's okay. So the plan is I'm going to start here so that this all looks nice and work my way towards the back, which is all behind the cabinet and under the bed anyway. So it shouldn't be a big deal if back in here we're missing a piece. Okay, so here's my first piece. It's got these lips on the bottom and on this right hand side that will tie in when the next piece comes in. So I'm going to start, I want the lips facing down and to the right, and I'm going to start by putting this piece up in here. It's going to sit just like that. I want it to slide in here though, so I need to make a cut. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to use the jigsaw for that cut. Okay, there's the first piece. All right, now we're going to come down here. Get the next piece. Same orientation. Oh, I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting. All right, this one's got to be cut too. Let's see. I got to think about this because this isn't quite working out as I had hoped. I was hoping to get at least one full piece in, so I think, I don't know what I'm going to end up with. A little sliver that I can put over there. I think how that's going to end up panning out is I'm going to get a little line that kind of goes like this, you know, to, maybe it'll be okay. I think ideally I would cut some of these in half, but the way they interlock makes that not really work unless you're throwing away a lot of scrap, which I don't have any scrap to throw away. I think in my case it's going to work out all right because of the fact that you can only see a little bit of the floor anyway. So, you know, where the sections meet up shouldn't be a big deal, I hope. So anyway, let's see how to cut this one. Something like that. There's first one. And then get another one. Lock it up underneath. Oh. Actually, let me show you something here. If I just put this one on like that, we're going to get this seam right down the middle, which I don't really want. So normally what I do, well, normally, the last time I did this, the only other time I did this, I would take the piece that I cut off of that end over there and start it over here. So this flat part can go against the wall and then it ties in. It's going to give us a little offset, but in this case, not a lot. So this will push this one over this much, and then this one I should cut off twice as much. So the next time we're going to have twice as much. So it's going to shift by this much each time, which is not great. Let me see what it looks like. Okay, I think I have an idea. So this, I don't like the way this is going to look if I do it this way. I think what I can do is cut one of these in half so that basically this section will slide up against the wall. I'll have a seam here. I'll put a whole piece in the middle, and then I can use that other half of this piece to make up the end, and I'll probably have to cut off that little strip, and those will end up getting thrown away. I don't think I can use them, which is going to impact my final analysis. You know, that's going to be a little bit of waste each row that if I did it this way I wouldn't have, but I think that'll be better. Then I'll have, you know, alternating seams from middle to, you know, here. They won't just line up. Okay, this piece, and go here. And then we need another whole piece. And then we've got this piece that has the groove for over here. Just have to cut off a bit. Okay. I think that's going to work all right. Yeah. So that'll be the pattern. I'll do 2, cut a little strip off, and then cut one in half, one in the middle, and I'll just keep doing that. So the next one will be, you know, yeah. I'll put the camera on high speed here and we'll work away. All right. Floor's in. I think it came out pretty good. It looks a lot cleaner. So hopefully this will be more durable and cleanable and will stay looking nicer than the paper. We're going to be putting the 100% waterproof to the test because there's, you know, I mean, it rains a lot here. It's wet here. There's some moisture intrusion almost all around the edges. So, I mean, it's going to be damp, if not wet. So we will see how it does. But I like the, I'm glad I did the cut them in half. I think this pattern turned out nice. You know, better than the zigzag lines that I would have had. I did end up with a gap in the back. I'm okay with that. It's going to be covered up by the bed. Looks like maybe 2 more pieces would have finished it. but that's okay.